Hey Eric and Jamie, this is Thomas from Party Booth USA. I'm just giving you a quick video showing some of the changes I did and going to educate you on a little bit of search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is basically the process of telling Google what your website is about. Google is very specific since it has robots go out there and actually try to figure out pages. They're not done by humans. So there's certain ways you can communicate to these robots about what your site is actually about, and if you do it correctly, then it'll rank you better because it knows what your site is about. As of right now, you do not rank for Photo Booth Boston or Photo Booth Rental Boston in the top 300 results, so that means the top 30 pages you are nowhere to be found. You're also not in the top 100 pages for Bing and Yahoo. This is not a bad thing. This just means that you just need to communicate better to Google. So I'm going to show you how I would do it if I were you and the things I actually did to your website. First thing, most people want the main thing they're trying to rank for on their home page because it is the most powerful page on your whole website. The most links are going to it. But that being said, you have branding as well that you want to take care of, so when people come to your home page, you get better conversions. So it's a balance. That's up to you guys. What I'm going to be talking about right now is the first step of SEO, which is on-page optimization. Basically, on-page optimization is how you can communicate to Google what your website is about by doing changes to your actual website, to the code, to the pages, to the content. So you have a lot of branding on your homepage. I didn't want to go into your homepage and actually change anything. So I just wanted the first thing to go to your photo booth page. So now your photo booth page has the first thing you want to know is meta titles and meta descriptions. So I'll do Photo Booth Rental Boston. This is a meta title right here. Basically, meta is just a fancy word for stuff in the background of your site in the code that people don't see, but Google does. You want to make sure your keywords are in the meta title and meta description right here. You want to make sure Boston's there, Massachusetts, photo booth rental, etc. So I went ahead and did that for you by going down here and placing photo booth rental in Boston, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. Since New Hampshire and Maine were on your homepage, I might as well just throw them in there because there's extra room. Now your meta description now says photo booth rentals for weddings, parties, and corporate events in Boston, Massachusetts, blah blah blah, has a keyword in there now. So now in a couple weeks, Google will change what yours says right here for this page. And you need content to rank for photo booth rental. You should, like, your homepage isn't really have a lot of content, so it's even better to just focus on this page. Another good thing, you have photo booth in the actual URL. That's great. This had an H1 tag is what I'm going to talk about now. An H1 tag is just a fancy word for a code that has H1 in it. You don't need to know what it means. Basically, an H1 tag is the title of your page. Google, it's just like you wouldn't know what a book is about if you don't read the title. Well, Google wants titles on pages so it knows what it's about. You already have an H1 right here for photo booth. It comes in your theme already, so I didn't want to mess with that, so I just added an H2 tag, which is like a subtitle, I guess you can say. And I added it down here with Boston photo booth rental, so the actual keyword is in there, and you got half the keyword in your H1 tag right here. So that's not bad. Also, Boston, I'm starting to notice Boston is not on your website anywhere. I think it might have been on the homepage meta title. Up here, let's see. Yeah, you don't even have, yeah, it's not even on the homepage. So you want to make sure when you're writing content to throw in keywords like Boston and Massachusetts and photo booth. You have photo booth on here. Let's see. Yeah, all the yellow dots have photos. Let's see if you have booth on here. You have booth in the comments, and you have it where I added it right here. So you got photo booth in there. You just didn't have Boston. So right now you only have it on the page 3 times. You got it here, which I added, and you have it right here. Oh, cool! It automatically puts the meta title right here. That's good. Okay. Another thing you want to do is make sure your images are called the correct thing. So before, I forgot what it was called, but it was like, if you see right here, I named the picture Photo Booth Rental Boston JPEG. Before it was like 1001.003.jpg. So I deleted that picture, re-added this picture. Also, within the picture code, I actually put the alt text, which is it's just another way to communicate to Google that your page is about photo booth rental. And also, there's no title text. do that real quick. Boom, we got title text too. So basically this picture has alt text, title text, and is actually called Photo Booth Rental Boston. So that'll help Google figure out this page as well. And another thing I noticed, you had a whole bunch of code in here. This was the old code. You're only supposed to have one H1 tag on a page, which is in this case right here. Well, your code had a whole bunch of, as you can see, H1 all over the place. And I was like, I don't think this was done on purpose, but basically you're telling Google that there's like 12 titles on the page, and 11 of the titles don't even count because there's no words in the actual titles. So I went ahead and removed all these. So now your code is a little bit cleaner. Oh, there's one more. Glad I saw that. Make sure the page is okay. Cool. Alright, so now this page is optimized. I also Google Plused it so that Google can come back and find it a little bit faster. Also, I added this page, which is Photo Booth Rental Boston, as you can see up here. And I basically did the same thing, just with more content, and put a link right here that goes to your actual photo booth page that says Photo Booth Rentals in Boston, Massachusetts, so Google can know, hey, that page is actually about this. I put this on your blog network, but I made the date 2013, so it will never show up, and when people click here, unless they go to page 20. I just want this page for Google. I don't want this page for people. Another thing, permalinks. So if you go to your dashboard and go to settings and then permalinks, right now you have the date in the actual things. I recommend going to post name to where it only says the name of the page. So like if you go like up here, you can see 2013, 07, 018. Those are cool and all, but they don't help you rank. I don't necessarily think you should necessarily change it, because Google knows about all these blog posts, and the URLs all have the date in it. If you change it, you'll have to go figure it out, but I think it wouldn't be a bad move. Once down the road you're actually doing a lot of SEO. If you're not doing a lot of SEO, don't go change everything, but in the future, if you ever do invest in SEO, I believe you should switch everything to post name and hit save. I'm going to install a plugin that if when you do change those, that if you go to a 404 page, which, you know what, I'll just do it right now. Alright, so I just activated all 404 redirect to homepage. So that basically means that if there's ever a page that doesn't exist, like let's say that's a page that used to exist, you delete it or you changed it, you click enter, you go to that page, it automatically redirects you to the home page. So just like I'll do it again, if you go old page, blah blah blah, it doesn't exist, boom, it gets redirected to the home page. So that Google will actually like this, because if the page doesn't exist, it wants to know. And also, if someone else lands on a page that doesn't exist, you'd rather them be on your home page than a page that doesn't exist. So this helps with SEO. So in the future, if you change the date to post name, all the old pages will redirect your home page, and so Google will see that they don't exist anymore, and then it'll relearn the new pages with the new names and the new URL, and then it usually takes about a month to figure out. But if you're not doing SEO right now, I wouldn't go about doing it. In the future, when you invest in it, change this to this right there. Alright, so that pretty much sums up on-page optimization changes I did to your actual website. Now the second step of SEO is off-page optimization, also known as link building. So just like I put a link right here going to your photo booth page, you want these type of links on other websites pointing to your photo booth page. So without getting too much detail, I did a search for photo booth rental Boston, right? And I got like the top 6 websites. Now you don't need to know what these numbers mean, but you want to look at the trust flow, citation flow, and dots. As you can see, your site right now has a 12 and a 14. Also, on top of that, the page you probably want to rank is your photo booth page. And it has no links going to it. So right now you have a 12 and 14, and you have good links right here. You have 30. Let's look at here. As you can see here, you have 149 domains pointing to your site, and 6,000 links going to your website among those 150 websites. One thing you definitely want to work on is your anchor text. So right now, these are all the anchor text that goes to your website. So people can click on a word that says website from one website, it links to your website. Branded terms are very good, makes you look very natural. But you do not have anything with photo booth in the actual anchor text. So if you want to rank for photo booth, you want to get some links that say photo booth. You also want to have links that say photo booth Boston. But right now, the only Boston links you have are for wedding DJs right here. So you definitely want to get more, without going overboard, high quality links that say photo booth rental Boston. So anyways, back to the numbers, 17 and 14, right? Keep that in your head. The number one ranking guy, Shutter Booth, 28 and 35. They're beating you by at least double. 23 and 20, Boston Photo Booth Rental. Granted, they have the exact keyword search in their URL, so it's kind of hard to beat. But they have great backlinks to their website. Now, Red Eye Boston, they have 11 and 20, so they're barely beating you. This guys have a 10 and 15, only 26 websites linking back to them. 15 and 12. As you can see, some of these guys are beatable. You're right on the verge, but you need backlinks saying photo booth, and all the backlinks are going to your homepage, and you have no content on your homepage that heavily is optimized for photo booth rental. Boston, you also are not heavily optimized for DJ Boston, because if you look at your homepage, there's just about 150 words. You want at least 400 words. You want pictures. You want meta titles. But I understand the whole branding aspect of that too. So in that case, you might want to build backlinks to your photo booth page that your menu bar links to. So you have on-page optimization to a degree now. In order to get on the first page, in my opinion, you're going to need some link building. And that pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, give me a call or email me, and we'll go from there. And thanks for letting me optimize your site.